to hello everybody, just pouring myself a glass of water. How are you all on this Tuesday? Just the week of Thanksgiving, isn't it? Thursday, Thanksgiving. We've also got a live for you then, if you're around. If not, don't worry. If you miss it, you can find it all on the podcast. So we're doing tarot combinations, more tarot combinations. So let's dive right in. What's the card we're looking at? It's this one. Yeah, there we go. So, what have we got? We've got the Three of Pentacles. So if we've got the Three of Pentacles, there's a lot of keywords that are available. Hi Tony, hi, how are you? Thank you very much for your lovely comment. Please do say hi, anybody that's watching. Always good to have you on board. So, yes, Three of Pentacles. So some key words for the Three of Pentacles, of course, many, many different meanings, but some that I've selected for you tonight are the fact that this is all to do with employment with a small group of people. Hello, hi, how are you? Thank you very much. Lovely. Good to have you here. So, we have the Three of Pentacles. And it can be attached, believe it or not, to employment with a group of people. So this is not a card that is for self-employment. And if you've got the Fool, of course, the Fool is something new. So it means many things we know, but our keyword is going to be for tonight, new. So Three of Pentacles, of course, we're going to keep showing you some more keywords as to various meanings that we can apply to that. So the Fool and the Three of Pentacles can be new beginnings in work, a fresh start in a team, or a creative project full of potential, but a place that will need clear structure and guidance. So that is essential. Some more keywords that would actually work well with the Three of Pentacles. Okay, let's bring this up. I've got lots for you. So not only can it be employment, it may involve skill and training. So new skill and training. So Three of Pentacles can mean skill and training, new beginnings at work. But skill and training might mean that you are being trained to have a skill with the group that you are with that are employing you. So maybe they're training you, let's say it's a school or a hospital or some sort of establishment like that. And that will give you a skill going forwards so that you're employable by another small organisation or group. The Three of Pentacles is also a card of mastery. So it's mastering that skill so that you are able to develop and have that qualification so that you're employable again by anybody. Maybe wanting to go on your own later, but for now, you need those people to collaborate with. Here's another one. Cooperation. So it's a cooperation of many different people. So the Fool is talking about the fact that you might be in a different place where you are gaining some new skills while you're cooperating with a small group of people. Hi, Passionate Saji. Hi, how are you? Hope you're well. Good, good, good. This might be a bit shorter tonight. I'm a bit under the weather. I'm okay, but I don't know how long I will be able to kind of concentrate for. Medicated up to the hill. I'm good, but here we go. So, new beginnings with cooperating with small groups, small teams, and I've lost my thing now. There we are. Cooperation or collaborating with new people. So new means we've been involved in something new. It might be the employment with a group of people. It might be the skill and mastery, as we said. It might be the cooperation or to collaborate. Oh, bless you, I'll be fine. Thank you very much. Just one of those things, bit of vertigo, sinus and stiff muscle in my neck that caused all of that, but there you go. So, Three of Pentacles, long-term plans, new long-term plans. So what could that mean? Usually to do with making money or your career or your job prospects, something that's allowing you to plan ahead for the long term. So it's always a nice one, that always something. But I do want to stress that this is, by being employed, like my first keyword was, it's not a card of being self-employed at this stage. The new means you're entering into a new cycle with them, or maybe you're newly employed by them. And, the Fool is new to you. So you're going to have to pay attention to detail. And you go, oh, what does that mean? Well, to learn how to pay attention to detail, we have got to train to do it. You've got to get used to it. You've got to give yourself the chance. You've got to look at the fact that this might be something that takes a little bit out of you, and that in order to actually keep proceeding, you will gain growth through this new skill or this new development or this new collaboration. But this card always involves this, which is teamwork. Because everything about this card, if we've got the Fool, is saying maybe you're new to having to share your goals with a small team or a small group of people, but there's a new opportunity there to do so. And don't forget, of course, that we are in the element of Earth when we're looking at Pentacles. And, of course, it's all about manifestation. All right, so some lovely sort of keywords there to go with the Three of Pentacles. Okay, let's move this on. Okay, so the Magician, planets. Okay, Magician is with planet Mercury, and of course we know that the Three of Pentacles, I've just shown you, represents the element of Earth. Okay, so that's letting us know a little bit about what we're mixing. So that's a mix of air and a mix of earth. I didn't put it up for the Fool, but again, that's an air sign. And so it's one of those that it's with the planet Uranus. And Uranus, okay, let's show you this. One sec, I'll be back. Okay, so if you look at this, you can kind of see pretty much what's going on with the planets here. So if we are looking, as in at Aquarius, for example, that's planet Uranus. So now you can see why I'm saying the Fool is an air sign, because it links with the planet Uranus, so it has to link with the astrological sign of Aquarius. And now we are in with the Magician, and the Magician links with Mercury. And Mercury, of course, is attached, as you can see on that diagram, to Gemini. All right? So hopefully that's helping you to kind of understand where we're coming from. All right? So that's a little bit about helping you understand what is the meaning. You might say, oh, well, that's a whole load of stuff I don't need to know. Actually, if you are looking at Earth, you're looking at making something tangible, something practical, something that is a product. If you are looking at air, it's about communication thoughts and the way in which we're speaking. Okay, so it links to that. But the Magician card on its own, of course, and the Magician and the Three of Pentacles would quite simply mean mastering skills, where you're combining creativity with practical application. You're using your talents to make something tangible and impressive in a collaborative setting. So the meaning of this pair is mastering skills, combining creativity with practical application, using your talents to make something tangible and impressive in a collaborative setting. The collaborative is coming, of course, from the Three of Pentacles. So let's just go back over some of those key words that are, it's about shared goals. Okay, I better bring up the Magicians. By the way, of course, we did mention that the Magician, of course, is linked to the star sign of Gemini. We said it was Mercury there, but you've got Gemini, of course, coming up, so that's important. Okay, but in actual fact, what's our key word for our major arcana? Bear with me, I shall bring it up for you. It's a card, of course, of manifestation. So this is some other key words for it is it's mastering the skills, and the Magician is all about being skilled, and all the elements of that. What will the elements represent? Quite simply, air. Okay, you've got air, you've got water, you've got fire, you've got earth. So you've got thoughts, communication, you've got emotions, you've then got the fact that you've got action, and then you've got the final product, which of course has brought us to the Pentacles. Some people are surprised to learn that Pentacles is a combination of all of those combined, which is why it becomes a product. If you've thought about it, you've actually felt something about it, and you've made something happen, you end up with a product. So manifestation, quite simply, you know, you're manifesting shared goals with others. It's not just for you, but you're clever enough to work with these people. Okay, let's bring up a couple more of those. So that's shared goals, and of course manifesting teamwork with others, collaborating. It's not usually a card of being self-employed, as I mentioned, but sometimes it can be that you have got to work as a team. It's usually that you're employed, you know, maybe they're building a hospital or a church, as we see in this case, or a school or something like that. It takes a team of people. It can't just be down to one. It can't just be down to the architect. It can't just be down to the project manager, which in this case we'll say is the monk. It can't just be down to the stonemason. There's so many more things, and it would take forever to actually bring this together, which is why this is a card very much of teamwork, shared goals. It's also manifesting growth for yourself, because when you work with other people, you're picking up on some of their skills, aren't you? It's attention to detail, because if you're going to be skilled and you're going to actually learn something, you are going to be able to come away with that attention to detail, with that skill. And so this is helping your long-term plan. So you're manifesting skill, training, mastery in order to get to those long-term plans. And so here we go, there's that card of skill and training. So it means that in some way, being clever enough to combine everything and go to a small organization looking like this one, employment with a small group, and being able to bring about making the fact that you are probably gaining this. Let me turn that one off. Bring this one on. Skill and training, which of course brings about mastery, which means you are gaining everything, but you are having to cooperate with others. And I don't mean you have to cooperate with them in the way that you might think I mean. I just mean you are in a position to, everybody's bringing their skill. You know, the project manager, it's a skill for him to be able to turn it into keeping an eye on everybody, making sure that everyone's talking, everyone who's got any problems, what problems could we get rid of, what could be brought about, what could get changed, how could he be of any help, what do they need in order to keep moving, you know. So it's important keeping on budget, getting the materials, all those kind of things, and making sure that the outcome of this is, if it's a church, that the people that are going to use the church are going to want to use that church, of course. Or if it's a school, that it has the requirements and specifications that are needed in order for things to actually prove that this will work in the long-term future. It's got to be able to stand the test of time, pupil after pupil, and have all the requirements that's necessary. So that's a little bit there about our magician. Okay, and let's have a look at our next one. Normally I don't go in order, but I chose to tonight. It's kind of a bit easier for me. High Priestess and Three of Pentacles. Well, what does this mean? Before I put any keywords up, really, this is a card of this is a pair, should I say, of hidden knowledge in teamwork. Yeah? A High Priestess is knowledge, knowing something, and it's the importance of trusting intuition in group projects, revealing secrets or hidden expertise within, again, a collaborative effort. So it's not just about the self, it's about being able to find that your intuition is being trusted and that there's hidden knowledge within teamwork. You know, you're maybe going to learn something from someone in there, or maybe you're going to be able to identify what's going on with others that's in that team. Okay. Of course, High Priestess, you know, what does she link to? The moon and the Three of Pentacles. Well, we've got loads of keywords there, haven't we? So let's just bring some up. So yeah, we know it's employment within a group, and we also need to, let's have a look for my keyword. I'll take the moon away and say our keyword for our High Priestess, sorry that didn't disappear, is of course about the future. It's about something will be revealed to you. So this is why it's like hidden, and this is why it'll be revealed when we're ready. And it's the importance, as I said, of being able to go with your gut feelings and your intuition, knowing that within a group project, there are certain people that will reveal some of their hidden expertise to you. And maybe you'll be doing the same. Maybe you'll be discovering things, hidden talents you never knew you had. It's all that, you see. Okay, so if we see this, let's forget about questions. Let's just look at pairs quite simply. This is a card of the future saying, look, this is it leading. If you're asking about work, quite simply, it is a card of work. Or if you're asking about people you're working with, or you just want to know what's happening, it's like future's suggesting there is employment to do with a small group or a large group of people. Again, it's not about studying, it's about employment, and it's not about being self-employed. Now, people say, oh, but I am self-employed. Yes, but you may be brought in on a contract in a very different way to how it can be when you are in a place of learning some skills, okay? So you may be brought in on a contract for a small period of time, okay? You may be responsible for doing your own thing to some degree, but You've still got to cooperate. You've still got to work with people towards this shared goals. Yeah? Because the whole thing involves teamwork. And you might say, what's the High Priestess there? Secrets being revealed. Things that you will learn from the team. You don't know about them yet, but you will know about them. That's what we mean by the future. You might even already have a hunch that, you know, something like this is actually really good. And you might want to turn around and say, you know what, I had a feeling that person was going to do really, really well. You know, that they were going to excel in that skill of learning, you know, the training that they've had. They become a whiz kid at it. Or you might find that you didn't expect to do so well, and that you're absolutely really, really good at what it is that you've been trained to do. Because remember, this is a card of learning, skills and training. And skill and training, your future will be revealed as a result of that skill and training. You see? And that, of course, means that you may master something. So you get a qualification, you become an expert in that field. And that you're in demand because you learn to work with other people, to be part of making something come together, because you're cooperating with others, working as a team, of course, and collaborating with them. And, you know, this is working towards long-term plans. So your future is probably very secure, very creative. Not only that, this card really does suggest that you'll learn from others something that what you didn't know you will eventually get to know. Okay, right, I'm going to play some keywords while I have a little bit of water. Okay, I'll be with you in a moment. So, oh sorry, we've done that one. My scene's set up once I wanted to actually do. Okay, so we've done the High Priestess. Let's move forwards on to the Empress. Okay, so with the Empress planet, Venus. Yeah. Three of Pentacles, we'll say in this case, well, we know that it's Earth, okay, but Three of Pentacles, let's go for keyword shared goals. So let's bring on the next keyword for the Empress. So we know that she's linked to the planet Venus, very well and good. But what keyword are we going to use to describe the Empress to help us with our little puzzle? And that's going to be growth. Okay, so using that, if I was reading the Empress and the Three of Pentacles, I'd be looking at the fact that this is nurturing and growing, or receiving growth, of course, from a supportive environment that helps develop skills and promote the flourishing of creative work within a team. Because we know that she nurtures. So the Empress and the Three of Pentacles to me would be, you know, if I knew nothing more than that, just as a pair, quite simply, it means you're nurturing growth, you're learning and gaining and giving and receiving. You know, nurturing is a two-way thing, but you're in a nurturing, supportive environment, and that's helping develop skills and promoting the flourishing of your creativity or your creative work within a team. Okay, so I hope you can see where that comes from. The nurturing, of course, and the growth coming from the Empress, but the actual development of those skills, of course, brought on by the creative work with the collective, working as a team there, as we can see on our beautiful Three of Pentacles. Okay, so shared goals. So everyone's in the same position to actually want to be able to see the project succeed, to be in a place of wanting this to work out in the way that they would like. And usually those shared goals are about the teamwork. Again, I'm sorry, but it does actually repeat itself, and I'm not going to apologise, as in it's not a mistake. Three of Pentacles is also about growth. So the Empress is that. So you read such a positive statement reading this pair. What do you think it could mean? Growth, growth, growth. Creativity, collaboration, you know, things that you are definitely benefiting from, things that are beautiful, things that work out extremely well. You know, how lovely to have two growth cards. You wouldn't think it's possible, would you? But the Empress is about growth. Just look. The growth of nature, yeah, the growth of oneself. Venus, the adorning of things that we actually love and care about, things we find beautiful. Sometimes we can find beauty in the projects or the people that we work with, or the cause that we're working for, or the skill, or the mastery, or the training that we develop. You see? Okay, right, let's take that one away. And let's go to the next one. Okay, so, no, we don't want growth for the Emperor, possibly, but not what I'm looking for, I can assure you. Just want to move my camera over there. Right, so for the Emperor, all right, anybody know what planet the Emperor is associated with? Will I bring up the keyword for the Three of Pentacles, of course? Actually, no, I'm going to tell you what the pair is, because I think that sometimes what happens, quite simply, is if we have the keywords up there, you might be actually not aware of what the cards mean because you're trying to put it together, which I want you to do. But let me just give you what I would say. So the Emperor in the Three of Pentacles is structured collaboration. Okay, the collaboration coming from Three of Pentacles. Okay, hey, she's got the answer there, clever girl. I asked what planet is the Emperor associated with? Mars. See how this is coming together for you, passionate Sagittarius, how you're really starting to link things up. And Mars, you know, people go, what's Mars about? Well, it's about war, it's about being right, it's about being pushed, it's actually never gentle, it's actually a very, you know, Mars is a planet, I think is orangey red, isn't it? You know, a bit like our Emperor there. It's hot. And it can have a temper, and it can fire up quickly, and it can be defensive, and it can actually say nothing's gentle around here. And it's got that masculine feel to it, in touch with that side of things. Anyway, what does that mean? It means the Emperor isn't a pussycat. He may sit there and look like a fluffy sort of, you know, Father Christmas dressed up as an emperor, looking at the beard and the hair and all of that, of course. But the most important part of it is we know he's running empires, and that takes grit and determination. If you look at his expression on his face, he means business. That's quite stern. Well, we'll see if we can get there. See how long I last. So, the Emperor and the Three of Pentacles, structured collaboration is what I was saying. It means a well-organized team. Team is on the right. Well-organized, the Emperor. Yeah? Under some strong leadership. Yeah? Well-organized team under strong leadership. Structure and discipline are going to be with this lot. Yeah? And probably being led by somebody like the Emperor, or you're the Emperor, whichever. Yeah? But there is strong leadership leading the collective towards the achievement. So it's a bit like turning around and saying, right, the Emperor's come in and there's a project here, we're building a school. Let's keep it with that one tonight. A school or a church, simple. School, church, hospital. Because that's really what's been shown in this cards. And that means that's for the benefit of communities. And so therefore, we're going to bring in a lot of people, because there's going to be many community after this. And this is going to stand the test of time. Generation after generation. You know, and so it's got to stand up to it. So we've got to have the right people in there, and they've got to be skilled, like our stonemason in there, like our architect there. Not everyone can be an architect. Not everyone can be of the religious order, like, you know, running everything. People think that, you know, they've got a life of Riley. Well, you try keeping that place going, you know, all the windows to be cleaned, everything and anything. That's when it's built, of course. So you see my point. Everyone thinks it's so easy, just Sunday service and that's it. Everyone thinks a headmaster's job's really easy. Oh, he just sits in his office. You know, people that actually do these kind of things, emperors, they really do have a lot of responsibility, and people haven't got a clue. Because guess what? They don't need to advertise or justify what they're doing or why they're doing it. They just don't. So, keywords for this Three of Pentacles, of course, is an employment within a group. The Emperor, of course, as I said, is leadership, but he's also very ambitious. Yeah? So, quite a good one. All right. Right. Special request, as in one of our favourites coming up here. Let's get rid of the keywords from here. Hierophant. Okay, before I put anything on the screen, let's bear with me a second. I'm just looking for, I knew this would happen. I feel so groggy, folks. My head is, I'm doing all right, but it's like searching for, I mean, the major arcana column here for the keywords, they're all there. It's just that I do feel quite dizzy, so my apologies. Right, so Hierophant, we are looking at, yeah, I'm going to bring that up in a minute. Okay, the Hierophant and the Three of Pentacles, what does it mean as a pair if I was reading it? Okay, quite simply, it means you are learning from traditions. Okay, the learning, don't forget the Hierophant is a lot to do with, you know, the Hierophant is teacher, pupils in front, okay, or the disciples. So Hierophant represents authorities, as we've said, and red tape. So the Hierophant is a card. I'd always look at this as very, very traditional. That's what it means. If you want to simplify, in fact, I perhaps should have put that, shouldn't I? Traditional. But no matter, we've gone for the word that I've gone for, which I'll put up on a minute. Let me make a note of that. Try and remember to put that up for next week, the Hierophant tradition. Anything could happen this week, folks. Okay. Vertigo ain't the best, I can assure you. Okay, right. So, what do we have? Learning from tradition. That is what a Hierophant suggests. So you're building your knowledge or building on traditional knowledge. So training systems where it will improve your skills within a group or an organisational setting. So you might be learning some very traditional skills. So this could be like teaching. This could be like being a doctor, or something that's specialised, like a stonemason or architecture. They've been around for years, but you are learning from the tradition. And so you're building on traditional knowledge. So this isn't about, a bit like high tech, it's not Silicon Valley, is it? It's not about learning software, it's not about learning code, it's not about communication as such, as in the world that we live in of the digital age. It's much more to do with the traditional way. So this could be universities, that are passing down that knowledge, that specialised way, old school, traditional values, doing it the traditional way. And that doesn't always mean old, it just means the tried and trusted. Usually by the Hierophant itself can be representing structures or organisations like the church. That's why we've got what looks like a pope. Yes? People that tell us where to sit and stand. And years ago, all decisions, forget about governments, it was all to do with the church. And so just understanding that will help you. If the church said you couldn't do this or that, the governments or, the kings and queens of the land went with what they said. That's why we've got this. Or we're supposed to look at this card and go, okay, if it's not to do with, shall we say, religion, it's going to be to do with the fact that it's something as important as that. And that's all red tape of authority. And depending on where you are in the world, we've all got something that tells us, you sit down there, you stand there, you stay out, you come in. No, you're not having that. No, I'm not passing you. Yes, I'm giving you the rite of passage to go on and do whatever it is you need to do next. That's what you've got. You've got someone that gives you that structure based on, and it might be, we've always done it this way and that's the way we're going to do it. Old school tie. If you don't know what that means, it means it's about who you know rather than whether or not you're good enough. So old school tie, we went to school together. I'll give him a job. He's used us, but we were in the same class together and we were expected to look after one another. That's old school tie, that sort of thing. So yeah, that's kind of what the Hierophant can mean. But the Three of Pentacles, of course, is all about skills, all about learning with a group, all about implementing, all about organising, training, skill, all those things. Sometimes when I put the keywords on that, I know it helps you, but I think if it keeps coming, you're actually getting bogged down in just keywords. So some I will put on and some I won't. But I think because the Hierophant is always one of those that we're not sure of, let's just go and say I simplified it. I said tradition, I could put tradition on there, but I think rules covers an awful lot, okay? Three of Pentacles, let's just do a nice simple one so that we can get through it. Can you believe I've put it right down there? Okay. Yeah, it's about teamwork. So there's a lot of rules. If you want to work with us, you will have to work 9 to 5. You'll have to work 5 till 10 shift, or from 10 o'clock till, 5 in the morning. Maybe you're on shifts. Maybe you're actually on bonuses. It's 24/7. Somebody's going to be making the rules up about that team. Somebody's going to be able to say that, if we want something to happen, if we want growth, it's got to be somebody, not like the emperor in charge of a project, but this is about the red tape, what's allowed and what's not allowed. What are the rules? It's as simple as that. What's the rules in the game? You've got to cooperate. Oh, I'm bringing my own team in. I've got my own architect, this, that, and the other. I think you'll find that the Hierophant will go, no, thank you. Off you go. I don't want to hear another word. You know, who do you think you are coming in here? Yeah. So it is all to do with collaborating. But there are rules that you will have to follow. You know, health and safety, exams, training. You're only allowed to touch X because you've only done that amount of training. Or you passed the written exam, but have you done the practical? You know, you work in a hospital. These kind of things. The Hierophant is about, are you following the rules? Quite simple. It's a good one, a really good one. Okay, right. Let me get rid of my keywords so it doesn't look silly when we bring on the next one. Okay, so of course comes next. I did ask, no, I did show your response to my question, passionate Saji, didn't I? Bear with me, I'm going to have a sip of water. Okay, just remind everybody of the courses. Why not? This is a good time to do it. And there you go. That is what you will end up being able to read from my signature course spread, which looks something like this. So just showing you that so you'd know exactly why there's so many courses to be able to get to read at that level, which you will be quite easily. So back to the Lovers. Lovers, of course, is, you know, Gemini. All right, so we put that up there. All right, and let's say for the Three of Pentacles in this case, we are going to bring up the keyword of, I don't want Major Garda, told you this would happen. We're sharing goals. Okay, so you might say, what's Gemini got to do with that? Well, that's a sign. Okay, astrological sign. So what element are we in if we're in Gemini? And while I bring up the keyword to change Gemini into the keyword for the Lovers, then anyone can tell me what the element of Gemini is. Perhaps you are one. So the keyword, of course, for the Lovers is all to do with choice. Oh, look who's back. I think I managed to get rid of that. Sorry folks, believe it or not, because I actually go through multi-streaming, when we do get an odd thing come up like what looks like a bot, I always have to get a moderator to deal with that. And do you know why? It's because I hadn't made myself a moderator on my own channel. Yeah, which, you know, everyone needs a little help. I certainly do, and I very much appreciate all my moderators, Tony, Passionate Saji. Yeah, you just see that old bot there coming in on the Passionate Saji as usual. Always gets something. Yes, it is air. So what would air link us with when it comes to choices? What would it link us with? Okay, I'm going to see if she comes up with that. What does it link us with? So if we've got air and we have choices, we've got the element of air. So what's that telling us this is about? It's about choices. That's the key word for the Lovers. Many, we know that. But choices regarding what? Because we're in the element of air, It's got to be choices all to do with one thing. And yes, shared goals. So we're choosing to share our goals. But there's going to be one key thing that's coming up with the Lovers, because Gemini, of course, is attached to Mercury. Mercury, of course, is air. Gemini, she's got it. See how you're getting this? Brilliant. So you see, straight away, when you go for the Lovers, somebody's saying, oh, when am I going to hear from them? Straight away to the Lovers. Now you know why. Why are we saying that? You know, before we don't get it. But if we actually start looking at it and going, it's the element of air. If I know it's Gemini, I know it's attached to Mercury. Or I know it's Mercury. Or I know it's the element of air. Or I just know it's a card of communication. It doesn't matter. But if you know the whole story, you're not going to trip up, are you? You're going to be so certain in your reading. I don't know, you're probably using, some of your notes. Of course you are. How else are you going to not? How are you going to learn if you don't look at your notes? Not all of us have got photographic memories, and feeling something is also really important, but we need this, don't we, in order to go, and I feel my intuition is telling me. So it all becomes that you are fantastic, unique, skilled reader. Absolutely everybody wanting to work with you. Yeah. So, if we get the Lovers and the Three of Pentacles, it's unity in collaboration. It's the collaborating, that's what we said, this is a card of collaboration, as in because we are in the Three of Pentacles. So, let me put that up there. Choices to do with collaboration. Communication. Communication is going to be essential in order to collaborate with other people. Well, we know that, but the Lovers is saying it's really important, okay? And it's about harmony. It's a harmonious teamwork, because the Lovers is mutual attraction. And that doesn't mean the Lovers makes us think it's only about love. You can have mutual attraction because, we're all interested in the same thing. We're all going to the same church, we all support the same football team, we're all in the tarot group, we're all in the crystal group, we're all in the cricket group, or whatever it is. You're collaborating through choice. And so you're working harmoniously as a team with mutual respect because you like those people. Don't forget the Lovers card is communication and it's mutual attraction. I like you because you like Stevie Wonder. I like you because you like Tina Turner. I like you because, you like the book that I like. It doesn't mean you have to be in love with them. Don't forget that. I know that we all get caught up because a lot of the questions are about love and romance when people are coming on certain platforms. But you will find, like I keep saying, if you go and do Mind, Body and Spirit sort of shows, exhibitions, you will find that people are much more about learning about their spiritual path, whether they're on the right path, how things are going for them, everything that they want it to be. And therefore, that's really important that you know what kind of readings you might be expecting to get. Somebody wanting to find out their spiritual self may not turn up on TikTok. They may not, but the majority will probably be looking for the trend of this was meant for you, pick a card, da-da-da. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But that's when you would be looking at the Lovers card for those kind of readings. But it's been outside of that, isn't it? And been skilled enough to say, before that ever began, really, this was about, I like you, I'm attracted to you. And people think it's all about sex and relationships and romance. Not always. Not always at all. Because let's look at the fact that it relates right back to Mercury and to Gemini. And that's where we're getting the fact that it's a card of communication. And when we look at the Lovers and the Three of Pentacles, yes, harmonious teamwork. with mutual respect and shared values, relationships that foster joint growth and achievement. A bit like you are here. Okay, I'm going to do one more, okay, because I prepared it. So I'm going to jump to the scene. Hopefully it's already there. Okay, so I decided to change the Devil card. That's not true, actually. I will say that again. I'm starting to get warm now. Okay. Bit of a temperature, so sorry about that. Right. Yeah. Let's just say that I was using the word materialism. So I've still kept that, but I've added, that's what I should have said. I've added the word attachment for the Devil. So if we are looking at the Devil and the Three of Pentacles, all right, the Devil and the Three of Pentacles can be attachment, unhealthy attachments, okay? The potential for unhealthy team dynamics, where manipulation and attachments focus on the material gain and might undermine the true progress. So let's look at perhaps a little bit beyond that. Okay, I want to go with this, because the planet, okay, for this, of course, is, have I got it up there? Can you believe it? I haven't got it on there. I do not know why it's missing. Okay, it's Saturn, everybody. I'm so sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's because I put them in and the sun in there. So sorry about that. I've forgotten about our lovely planet Saturn. So it's the planet Saturn, just trust me. All right. Making a note. Okay, so we know it's Saturn, just even though I haven't got the keyword for the planet for you, as in to show. I could put it up there, but I don't want to sort of disconnect myself. It's Saturn, thank you. Absolutely what it is. So I could put it up there, but Passionate Saji's done it for me. Thanks, Passionate Saji. Yes. So it is the planet Saturn. All right. And so what have we got when we've got the keyword here? In fact, let's just bring the astrological sign in. Of course, it's Capricorn. Okay. And keyword that we talked about was, of course, attention to being able, as in, it's obviously not been there the weeks beforehand, because, you know, I copy and paste an awful lot of it. Passionate Saturday, she say, laugh out loud. The trouble is, my Saturn's disappeared really quickly. I did say that it's a card of materialism, okay, but I also want you to know that it's a card of attachment. And I want you to know that it's a card of restrictions, all right? Because I think that sometimes people find that the good old Devil is a complicated one, and it is. It is. So really, in this pair, it's not great, okay? Because what you've got here is you've got a puppet master here restricting things. And you've also got a bit of a toxic collaboration. Yeah, because it's unhealthy. And that could actually be undermining the true progress of the team. So when we've got more than one person involved with the Devil, it can get quite difficult, quite toxic, quite difficult. And might be us going, I want to be the puppet master here. I want to pull the strings. I want to restrict things, you know? Why? Because we all have attachments. It might be, I want control. I want to be the team leader. I don't want to be the person that's told where to sit and stand. You know? Or, oh, I put up with being bullied by someone else because I'm attached to what I'm doing. But it could be that sometimes you've got to recognise that are things being done for the right reasons. Okay? So I put that one up there, and yeah, I must remember to type in the word Saturn. I can try and do it right now, but let's just bear with me. This is an experiment. Okay. Yeah, it did work, but it's just a case. All right, so I've got to keep that one there and bring that one down here into, yeah. Can't believe we haven't come up with that. Yes, yes, yes. So, going back to our ruling planets, yeah, it's been able to actually see how much that can actually really, really help us. Okay, and I need to do that. So yeah, can you see at the top there, Capricorn, Saturn? So yeah, it's a good one, isn't it? So my thanks to under Passionate Saturday, you've got the version where I gave you the old and the new. I can't remember if I sent you this one. Yes, I would. Would you connect it to obsessiveness with materialism? When we're looking at the Devil and the Three of Pentacles. Yes, absolutely. Sorry, I'm going to bring that one back up here. Definitely. Obsessing. You know, and it is. You know, and you'll get your own things, you'll get your own hunches. Look at the person as well, you know. Great Capricorns, but you know, the Saturn side might be, they can be harsh. Oh, yeah, then don't use it. You know, it's just that I chose that because it's usually to do, if you listen to sort of, you know, what I was saying about this materialism, material gain always sounds like what it is. Capricorns like to actually make something manifest, you know, they're manifesting. But again, there's so many buzzwords that really don't mean that at all. We all know that things can actually get chucked around so much willy-nilly. But yeah, I think look at unhealthy attachments. Look at, for me, I've always looked at him as, you know what, he's the puppet master. And who is that? And usually there's part of us that's the puppet master. Because if we're being puppeteered, we're also allowing it. And that means you're your own puppet master to say, oh, but I forgive them. Oh, but it's better the devil I know. Oh, but I won't get another job. I'm not belittling any of those. I'm just giving you some reasons why we might also make our own choices and blame the puppet master instead of, and then you really are in limbo, aren't you? Because you've got no control. But if you actually go, no, it's my choice. My choice. It's like, you know, when something happens and you think, I'm going to tell everybody, and they're going to go, oh, you poor thing. That's like, no, I don't want that. I made a choice. And I'm just telling you what happened. I don't want your pity, I don't want this, I don't want anything, I just want you to hear me. Sometimes that's what we need to do, isn't it? And that's taking accountability. Usually the devil card is quite the opposite. They don't want to take accountability. They're feeling that they are in this place of bondage. They want to blame the devil, but Adam and Eve are quite happy with those chains loose. Therefore, it cannot be that the devil forced them. They have some say in the matter, because remember those two figures are just what we saw in the Lovers card before. It's just now they've decided to put the chains around their neck. It's their decision. Can be quite tough to remember that, but if you just think, hang on a minute, we're being puppeteered, but we're also our own puppet master. We put ourselves into those chains. When we're ready, if we're ready, we'll break free. So yeah, it can be that. And so how could that work in the employment or the group? Well, it could be somebody's puppeteering it, but are you allowing it? And you might say, oh, I've got no say, I'm just one of the small people. Everything starts with a small action, a small ripple in the water, you know? A small, tiny little seed grows into big things, baby steps. So if something's off in a workplace, devil can't say it, it's all about choices, limitations. Saturn being really harsh, it could be somebody that's just vile, you know? Oh, but the money's good, and I've got definite work, and I'm not worried, and I've got promotion, or I've got this, or I've got that. But it could be that it's just not worth it. Some things are just not worth it. To actually, and you've got that right too. Don't feel if somebody comes to you, you have to read for everybody. If it's just not right for you, just turn around and have to say, oh gosh, I'm really sorry, I'm just not comfortable with sort of the energy that's between us. It's not your cards, it's not you, it's just there isn't the connection that I'd have hoped for, and I just don't think that this is going to work. Trust me, it's what I do, I know. No, I just feel the way you do it. Sometimes you just got to do that, and then they think, oh my goodness, what kind of professional are you that actually can tell them before you even put a card out that this isn't going to work out, and they probably think you're amazing. Sometimes you have to put your foot down. Just like, job interviews. They don't have to work with you, do they? But there could be this thing of feeling that the person that's bringing the group together is probably limiting the development of the group by maybe choosing the wrong people for the wrong reasons, or the right people and, holding them back, or all sorts of things. So, yeah, cutting corners, or bringing in the old school tie. Oh, they're my friends, they're not very good at it, but you'll watch his back for him, won't you? We know this happens. It's life, isn't it? Right. Okay, just to remind you all, Tuesday's podcast, there it is. If you miss anything, go to the podcast. And there they are. And thank you so much for all watching and really been supporting me through all of this. It's wonderful. And of course, you'll find it on my YouTube channel. So that would be really great if you manage to be able to catch up with anything that we have, of course, covered and you've missed.